In this video, students, I am going to discuss the question answers for chapter 4. So first question we have here, what is an operator? So an operator is a symbol or sign used to specify an operation to be performed in the Java programming. Alright, so in an expression two things are there, operator and operand. So operator is there to perform an operation and operand is there upon which the operation is performed. Like if we write a plus b, so a and b will be what? They will be operands and plus will be the operator. So only this line is sufficient for this answer. And name the different types of operators. So different types of operators are arithmetical, logical and relational, because they are just asking the name, so you will write only names: arithmetical, logical and relational operators. Okay, now we come to the third question, explain the following. Now what to explain here? First is arithmetical operator. So I think everybody knows that arithmetical operators are there to perform the arithmetical operations. Okay, so now let me read the answer for you. Arithmetical operators are used to perform mathematical operations. So instead of writing mathematical, you can write arithmetical operation, that is also fine, on its operands. Operands of arithmetic operators must be of numeric type. That's a very important thing. A few arithmetic operators operate upon one operand, they are called unary arithmetic operators. Other arithmetic operators operate upon two operands, these are called binary arithmetic operators. Alright, now you can see the example here, int a equal to 10 plus 20. So here the addition arithmetic operator represented, addition operator is there, represented by the symbol plus, will add 10 and 20, so the variable a will be 30. So when you observe this, so you will find that plus is operating among two operands. So here plus is being used as the binary operator. Alright, and when we write plus plus a, yeah, a minus minus, so that means there is unary operator because that is operating upon a single operand. Fine, only this much is enough here. Now relational operators. Let me explain to you first that students, relational expression, if somebody asks what is a relational expression, so you will always say the relational expression always consists of the relational operators and evaluates to either true or false. Alright, so operands will be there plus the relational operator, and that expression results either into true or into false. That is called relational expression. Now we talk about the relational operators. So relational operators are used to determine the relationship between the operands. Alright, like in mathematics you write x equal to y, so that means it can be either true or false. So there is a relationship between x and y. So similarly they say relational operators are used to determine the relationship between the operands. Relational operators compare their operands to check if the operands are equal to, not equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to each other. The result of an operation involving relational operator is a Boolean value. Alright, so you can simplify this answer also, that relational operators are used to determine the relationship between the operands, that is fine. And then you can write the name of the different relational operators and their symbols. Like relational operators are as follows: equal to, not equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and greater than equal to. So you will list it like that. And the relational expression always results either into true or false. Okay, so that is due to the relational operators. Now example, int a equal to 8, b equal to 10, boolean c equal to a less than b. So here you can see that a less than b, the result I have stored into the c. So c is a boolean type variable because a less than b is basically will produce either true or false. So that will be stored into the c, that is the boolean variable. Here a is less than b, so the result of a less than b is true, hence boolean variable c becomes true, because you can see that 8 is less than 10, so 8 is right now inside the A and B contains 10, so definitely it will be true, because 8 is less than 10. Now we talk about the logical operators. Students, logical operators operate upon the Boolean expressions to combine the result of these Boolean expressions into a single Boolean value. Very important line. Logical operators operate upon the Boolean expressions, or you may say relational expressions, okay, to combine the results of these Boolean expressions into a single Boolean value. Now you can understand it better by looking at this example. So example, int a equal to 7, b equal to 10. So Boolean c equals to a less than b, one part of this expression, a mod 2 equal to 0, that is another part of the expression, and in between what is the logical operator, that is logical AND. So let's check it out. 7 is the value of a and 10 is the value of b. So a is less than b, that's true. The other side, it contains a mod 2, that means a is divisible by 2 or not, equals to 0. So you see that a is 7, that is the odd number, it cannot be divisible by or it is not divisible by 2, so this will produce false. So left hand side expression will produce true, and this side it is going to produce false. So in the logical AND operation, if any of the its component results or evaluates to false, the output will also be false. So students, now here the result of first Boolean expression a less than b is true, and the result of the second Boolean expression a mod 2 is false. So the logical AND combines these true and false Boolean values and gives a resultant Boolean value as false. So Boolean variable c becomes false. Alright, so c will contain which value? It will contain false. Now we talk about the unary operator. Unary operator, it operates upon single operand. So operator that act on or operators that act on one operand are called as unary operators. Unary plus, unary minus, plus plus, minus minus, etc. are some unary operators in Java. So you just write plain statement or the definition of the unary operator, and then in the example you may just list all of these. That's enough. Okay. Now after that, new operator. So students, new is a very important, it's a keyword. They have written new operator basically, so a keyword is used. And remember student, Java is a case sensitive language, so new is a keyword I said, so that is written in a small letter. So always write new in small letters. New operator is used to instantiate an object. So whenever you create, the instantiation means creating the object. So whenever you create an object by dynamically allocating memory for it, new operator is used to instantiate an object by dynamically allocating memory for it. Alright, at the runtime memory is allocated. And new is used at the time of array creation also, that you will come to know about in the later in the chapter of array. Okay. Now students, we have binary operator. So binary operator, unary was for one operand, so binary is operating upon the two operands, like I have given the example already of a and b. A plus b when you write, so plus is operating upon a and b both. So operators that act on two operands are called the binary operators. I hope it's clear to you. Alright. After that, what is ternary operator? So after unary, binary, it's time to learn ternary operator. Explain with the help of an example. So you can see here condition is written, question mark is there, expression 1, expression 2. So this is an example. But here ternary operator, when I talk about which one is ternary operator, question mark and this colon sign, right? These combine, when we combine these, we call it ternary operator. So ternary operator evaluates the condition. If the condition is true, then result of the ternary operator is the value of expression 1. Otherwise the result is the value of expression 2. What does it mean? Means here a condition is given, right? So if it is true, because condition is either true or false, so it will execute this expression 1. If it is false, then expression 2 will be evaluated. Now you can understand it better by this example. Example, boolean is leap year. Leap year is a variable and it is initialized with the value true. int feb days is leap year if it is true, and you can see that is leap year already contains true. So feb days variable will contain 29. Otherwise 28 will be assigned to feb days. Alright, means in the leap year 29 days are there. So if it is leap year, then 29 will be assigned to feb days, otherwise 28. Here the ternary operator checks the value of boolean variable is leap year is true or false. As it is true, because it is already written true, so expression 1, which is in this example is value 29, is the result of the ternary operator. So int variable feb days becomes 29. Alright, now after that student differentiate between the following. So we have here arithmetical operator and logical operators. So arithmetical operators are used to perform mathematical operations. Logical operators operate on the Boolean expressions to combine the results of these Boolean expressions into a single Boolean value. Okay, after that you can see here plus, minus, asterisk, division, etc. are the few examples of the arithmetical operators. So here we are writing the difference. So first was arithmetical operators are used to perform mathematical or arithmetical operation. Logical ones are used to perform logical operations, or you may say logical operators operate on the Boolean expression to combine the result of Boolean expressions into a single Boolean value. We have already discussed it. Now operators, logical operators are ampersand sign twice here, comma, this is logical and, comma, twice pipe sign, this is the logical or, and then this sign is logical not. So three logical operators are there in Java. Okay, now we talk about the binary and ternary operators. So binary operators operate upon the 2 operands, ternary operator work upon the 3 operands. Now second difference is plus, minus, asterisk, division, etc. are the few examples of the binary operators, and the conditional operators question mark and colon is a ternary operator. Alright, now the difference between logical and logical or. You can see the logical and sign, there is the double ampersand sign. Logical or, there is the double pipe sign. So students, logical and, what it does, it evaluates to true only if both of its operands are true. So this you can understand in the second difference. There is an example of logical and. It has 3 variables a, b, c, and they are of int type and have the value 8, 13 and c respectively. A has 8, b has 13 and c has 0. Now students, if a greater than 10 and b greater than 10, this is the a compound expression here. So here first expression says a greater than 10. So a is right now what? A is 8 greater than 10. Can it be possible? No, it is false. The other side, when we look at this expression, this relational expression, so that says b greater than 10, that means b is 13. So 13 greater than 10. 13 greater than 10. So it is true. Definitely it is true. What this statement says, it evaluates to true only if both of its operands are true. So here you find only one operand is true, this one, and this is false. So that means this compound expression or the logical expression will be evaluated to false. So it will not execute C assignment operator 10, it will execute C assignment operator 5. So C will be initialized with 5, or C will be given the value 5. Okay, so here value of C will be 5 as one of the operands is false. That is what is written here. Now we look at the logical OR. What it does, it evaluates to true if one or both of its operands are true. Means if even a single operand is true, then also it means logical OR will be evaluated true, true. So here for this we can take this example, A8, B13, C0, int type variable these are. If A greater than 10 or B greater than 10, so OR is there. Everything is same as in the previous example, but what is different now, the logical OR is there. So if any of the operand is true, so you will find that this side it is true. So when this is true, so one operand is true, this is what they are saying. If one or both of its operands are true, it will be evaluated to true. So now because of this logical OR, one is true, so it will be evaluated to true. So this C assignment operator 10 will be executed. So C will have the value 10. It will not go to the else part. Okay. After that, it's written here also, here value of C will be 10 as at least one of the operands is true. Now we come to the prefix and postfix operators. Prefix operator works on the principle of change then use, change then used, or you may say act then use. Okay. Postfix operator works on the principle of use then change. Change can be increased also, change can be decreased also. It can be, means the value can be incremented, decremented, both. But look at the sequence: change then use, prefix, and here use then change, means change after using it. So we can understand this with the example, but before that I want to tell you prefix operator is written before the operand and postfix operator is written after the operand. So if students, there is written plus plus a, this is prefix, it is written before operand, and it is a unary operator because it operates upon a single operand. If we write a plus plus, the way it is written here, so it will become postfix because it is after the operand. Okay, but in both the cases value will be increased. This is the increment operator. Okay, but one is the prefix and the other is postfix. Alright students, after this example, prefix operator int a equal to 99, int b equal to plus plus a. After the execution of these two statements, both a and b will have the value 100. A and b will have the value of 100. So a contains 99, b has plus plus a. So after the execution of this statement, these two statements, both a and b, means a will have what? 100, because it is pre-increment or prefix. So first it will be increased or changed, and then it is going to be assigned, means used. So the increased value will be assigned, so a and b both will be 100. Now we talk about the postfix. A is having 99, b is having a plus plus. So a is right now what? 99. So first it will be used because it is postfix, increased later or changed later. So b will be having 99, but a will become 100 because after the assigning, giving its value to b, a is increased. After the execution of these two statements, a will have the value 100 and b will have the value 99. Students, a very important difference now. Difference between the system.out.print and system.out.println. So here system.out.print prints the data to the console, but the cursor remains at the end of the data in the same line. It doesn't change the line. Alright, system.out.println prints the data to the console and places the cursor in the next line. So whatever is after the println, that will be appearing in the next line, Now system.out.print, next printing takes place from the same line. Okay, and system.out.println, next printing takes place from the next line. One very important point I want to clarify, students, here. When you use println and you leave the parenthesis blank, nothing is written over there, so it is fine, no problem. It will give the new line effect and that's it. But when you write system.out.print, so in this case, student, what happened? It shows the error because and if you leave it empty, because the print function can't be left empty. So please take care of this thing. Println can be there empty, but print must be having something written in the double quotes or some variable within it. Okay, in the parenthesis. Fine. So please take care of this thing. Now differentiate between an operator and an expression. An operator is a symbol or sign used to specify an operation to be performed, whereas an expression is a set of variables, constants and operators. That is, an expression is a combination of operators and operands. So you can just write operator is a symbol to perform an operation, and expression is a combination of operators and operands, where operators perform certain operation upon the operand. That's it. Now students, question number 7. If m equal to 5, n equal to 2, then what will be the output of m and n after the execution? What will be stored in in a and b. A and b are what? These expressions. So m minus equal to n, and the second one, which is b, is n equal to m plus m upon n. So now students, what do we need to do here? That we place the values, but before placing the value we need to expand it. So m minus equal to n will be written as m equal to m minus n. So due to this, m will have 5 and n is having 2, right? So 5 minus 2 will give us what? 3. Now second one we are talking about, it's quite unique in one way, because n equal to m plus m upon n. So m upon n, when we say, so that is a fraction. M is integer value 5 and n is also integer value 2. So 5 upon 2 will also produce an integer value, so that will not be 2.5, that will be 2. So here you can see n equal to 5 plus 5 upon 2. So n equal to 5 plus 2, that will be 7. After that, question number 8. I hope you have the clear idea of the question number 7 now. Now state the difference between single equal to and double equal to. Students, single equal to this operator, it is an assignment operator used to assign a value to a variable. So it's very simple. In mathematics also, you write, suppose you write x equal to 5. So that means you know that 5 is being given or assigned to x. So the same thing is here. Here x is a variable, maths also x is a variable. Now we talk about double equal to, and one more thing I want to clarify, that x, if you make it constant, so that will become the constant as well. It's not like you only x is going to be constant or a variable, it can be anything. Okay, and in Java, how do we declare a constant? By using a keyword final. So that we'll discuss in some other lecture. Right now we talk about the difference between the single equal to and double equal to. Now first difference between the single equal to and double equal to. Now we talk about double equal to operator. It is the equality operator used to check if the variable is equal to another variable or literal. Alright. So it simply checks, and it is a relational operator. Now you can understand these concepts better using this through these examples. So second one you see here, example int a equal to 10 assigns 10 to variable a. 10 is being assigned to a variable a. Now after that, if a double equal to 10, checks if variable a is equal to 10 or not. If a equal to 10, checks if variable a is equal to 10 or not. So here the assignment, a has got the value 10, and here it will check. So if a is 5, this will become false because a is 5, so 5 cannot be equal to 10. But if a is 10, that means 10 equal to 10, that will return the boolean value true, because 10 is definitely equal to 10. Now after that, we talk about question number 9. What will be the output for the following program segment? Int a equal to 0, b equal to 10, c equal to 40, a equal to minus b plus c plus plus. After that, plus b, then system dot println a equal to, or assignment operator, plus a. Right. So here output, let's discuss this. A equal to minus b. So initial value of b was 10. Alright. So minus will make it 9, because it is pre-decrement. Prefix is there. Plus 40, because c is 40 and c has got post increment. So right now first it will be added and then incremented. So after that, plus b has not been changed after being reduced to 8, so it will reduce to 9. so it will maintain its value 9. So finally what do we get here? 9 plus 40 plus 9. And what do we get here? 40 plus 9, 49. 49 plus 9, 58. So A has the value 58. Alright. After that, question number 10. What will the output of the following if X assignment operator 5? So 5 into plus plus X. Answer 5 asterisk plus plus X. Now 5 asterisk 6, that is 30. Okay, students, after this 5, because it is pre-increment, so it will be increased to 6 and then it will be multiplied. 5 asterisk X plus plus, it is post increment, so it will be first multiplied then increased. So here 5 into what? X value is what? You can check the value 5. So it will be 5 into 5. So that will give us 25. After that, students, we discuss this question number 11, which says evaluate the following expressions if the values of the variables are A is 2, B is 3, C is 9. So A minus B plus plus asterisk minus minus C. So here, students, 2 for A, B is post increment, so it will be written as it is, that is 3. So it is 3 asterisk 8, because minus minus C is there, it is pre-decrement. So right now C is 9. So 9 minus 9 will be what? 8. So 2 minus 3 asterisk 8. So first the multiplication will take place. So 8 into 3, 24. 2 minus 24 equals to minus 22. Alright. Now we'll go for the second one. This is the B1. A asterisk plus plus B mod C. So here, students, we place the value. So A asterisk plus plus B. A is 2. Plus plus B means B will be increased by 1. So it will be 4. Then mod C. C is 9. So here you can see what do we get here? 4 into 2, 8. 8 mod 9. So whenever you just notice this, please, students, 8 mod 9. Numerator is lesser than the denominator. So we get the value of the numerator here, 8. Alright. Now, students, question number 12. INT A, or if A equal to 5, B equal to 9, calculate the value of A. Calculate the value of A. Plus equal to A plus plus minus plus plus B plus A. So A plus equal to A plus plus minus plus plus B plus A. So here A assignment operator, we will place the value. A will be written 5, because right now initial value is 5, plus A plus plus, it is post. So again A will have 5 minus plus plus B. So B is what? 9. So plus plus, it's pre-increment, it will become 10. Then we talk about A. A was earlier 5, but now it is increased, right? Although it was post increment, but its effect will be here. So it will become 6. It will become 6. Now we write here 5 plus. Now we solve the bracket. So 5 minus 10 is minus 5 minus 5 plus 6. That will be plus 1. So we get 5 plus 1. So A will be what? 6. Now, students, we move towards the 13th question. Give the output of the program snippet. Here int A equal to 10, B equal to 12. If A greater than equal to 10, A plus plus, else plus plus B. System dot println A equal to A. So A is right now will be printed as it is, and its value has to be printed. And here we have and B equal to, it is in double quotes. So here after that it has plus B. So B's value will be printed. So students, here A equal to 11 and B equal to 12. So explanation, condition is if A greater than equal to 10 is true. Alright. If A is, what they are saying, if A greater than equal to 10. So right now A is 10. It's not greater. So A is not greater, but it is equal to 10. So in case you have to, in that case you have to increase the value of A. Right, but it is what? Post increment. That's fine, no problem. The condition is true. So A plus plus, that means A it increases A to 11. and B remains the same. So because the else has not been executed, so A will become what? 11, because earlier it was 10, and B will stay 12, because B plus plus or plus plus B has not been executed at all. Now after that, a very important question: rewrite the following using the ternary operator. So if income greater than less than equal to 1 lakh, tax equal to 0, less than equal to 1 lakh, then tax is 0, otherwise tax equal to 0.1 asterisk income, right? So here what we need to do, that this tax will be written on the left hand side, extreme left, assignment operator. Then we have to write the condition, because ternary operator is being used, so condition is always written before the question marks. Question mark is here, so income less than 1 lakh. Then if it is true, this is the then part, then 0, because it is tax is being given 0, so 0 will be there, tax will not be repeated because tax is already appearing on the left hand side. Otherwise else part has this expression 0.1 asterisk income. So I hope this is clear to you, right? This is the converting an if expression to the ternary expression. Okay, now rewrite the following using the ternary operator. So here you see, if P here greater than 5,000, then D equal to P asterisk 5 upon 100, else D equal to 2 asterisk P divided by 100. So here students, you will write this D on the extreme left, then you will find the condition. This is the condition, so it will be written before the question mark, P greater than 5,000, and then we write these expressions, one before the colon and one and the other after the colon. So after the colon which we write, that is actually the part of else. So here we write 2 asterisk P upon 100, and before the colon we write P asterisk 5 upon 100, which is there, and don't forget the semicolon. Alright, so students, I hope all the concepts are clear to you. Thank you.